I'm Mark McNamara, CEO of Anglicare North Coast. I'm pleased to be able to present to you today, on this Anglicare Sunday, a short video of Anglicare North Coast in action. Some of you will be aware that we deliver services right across northern New South Wales, from cities to small towns, in areas such as community housing, the operation of community hubs, financial counselling, and food and clothing distribution to community members, often who are struggling to make ends meet. I hope that you enjoy a few examples of Anglicare North Coast in action. Thank you.
Mobile food distribution.
Getting ready to go to Urbanville. This is our van that we need to pack manually. Put a bit of food on board. And we've got to... There's Emma. Hey! Yeah, well, we've also got to pack that pallet in. It's a big day for us, but there's so many gracious people waiting. It's all worth the while.
So we've just passed Kyogle, and it's about a 2.5 hour drive from Grafton to Urbanville. Urbanville is one of our locations that we attend on a monthly basis. We've selected locations based on their isolation, lack of other services, and also the fact that they may have had some impact from natural disasters. And so Urbanville is one of our big days out.
The difference that the food bank makes to most of our lives these days is particularly felt with the harshness of times. So there are all sorts of people here. It's not just a particular look of people. It's young and old, and we're all terribly grateful because modern times have proven that everything is so hard. So being here in Urbanville, this is particularly welcome under the climate of things. I'm enormously grateful, and I would just like to...
I think it makes a fantastic difference seeing lots of people come together and getting foods to help with their budgets go a lot further these days.
Well, food bank here is really good up in Urbanville, really, isn't it? It's real handy, you know.
A lot of good stuff there.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with it, really, you know, like...
Good prices.
Yeah, really, yeah, couldn't get it anywhere.
We can't get around this area.
Well,
can't travel away.
Fuel's pretty one of those things, isn't it? It's expensive to go drive to the nearest town an hour away, you know, so having this here has just really been helpful for all the families, you know, like ones with young kids, you know, older people, you know.
There's a few elderly around that we can use it.
Yeah, and some of them can't drive too far, so having this here, they come here, you know.
It makes a huge difference to me because at the end of the week I scrounge around just a couple of cents in my purse.
Community housing.
I'm Darren and this is Evelyn. I've got 5 kids. Been with Anglicare now for 4 years, I think. Before we got with Anglicare, we were homeless, living in our car, skipping TA, skipping from motel to motel, just living on soups and that kind of stuff, whatever we could, you know, buy. And we got a phone call from Anglicare saying that this unit had come up. We came in and had a look at it. Yeah, they've been great. Like it wasn't for Anglicare, mate. We probably, I don't know if it'd still be homeless.
Financial counselling.
Hi, my name's Lindy and I'm a financial counsellor with Anglicare North Coast. The first myth I want to bust is that financial counsellors help you invest savings. That's a financial advisor. In fact, financial counsellors work with people who are having trouble covering their daily living costs, or they may have a lot of debt. The first step is to make an appointment with a financial counsellor, and at this first appointment, we ask a lot of questions to understand your total overall situation and circumstances that you find yourself in. From then, we need to do a budget together, and this sounds scary, but it really isn't. I just ask a lot of questions around your situation to understand your income and then all the different expenses you have. And from this, we work out what your income can cover and what it can't. From here, it depends on your individual circumstance again, what we do next. If there are debts, I can advocate on your behalf with the creditor, asking for a range of options, which again depend on your circumstance individually. The options can include asking for a pause on payments for a while, for a reduced payment plan, for a reduced payout figure, even for a waiver if you're in extreme circumstances.
Multicultural Hub.
G'day, it's Tom Arnold here from Next Level Coffs Harbour, Anglicare North Coast. Men from all over the world come for the men's group, mostly former refugee men. Today we had 9 men, 2 Karenni men from Myanmar, and Yazidi men from Syria and Iraq. An Ethiopian man came along as well, and they come here just to be men and to hang around and be with each other. I also run an individual support program, which is for the men who, because of trauma, their caring responsibilities, depression, mental illness, disability, are unable to attend the group, but it is something that they're missing in their lives, that connection with other men. So I started that program. I'm a one-man show, so I'm pretty busy in the 3 days that I work here, and that's coming along nicely. In fact, the Karenni men today were part of that program, and now they're coming along to group already. So they've come a long way from where they were at the beginning of the year. So it's we're building a real brotherhood of men here, and through conversations with the men, we can discuss various things like gender roles in our families and so on. So there's a real opportunity for soft conversations that help the men better understand how things should be done in Australia, not necessarily how they are in every family. You know, we bounce off each other and have some pretty good in-depth conversation around a whole lot of issues which reduces harm in the community and in families. So I'm really proud of the work that we do here.
Emergency relief.
Afternoon, I'm Andrea Grogan. I'm a resident of one of the Gingera parks, one of many parks in the area. I think there's 10. People are still trying to regather and get their lives back on track with many ongoing issues. However, through Anglicare's help, the hub here has been an absolute lighthouse to the community and an anchor, somewhere for us all to meet, and we can gain the services that we need to, trying to move on and build and gain normality back in our lives. It's very sad to see there's so many people in the community still in need and still trying to regather life to what it was previously. Financial hardship is a major problem in the community. Myself, I'm left with $60 after paying rent and site fees to maintain my home site. It's made it very difficult, and there's other people that are even in worse situations than myself. However, the hub here has been a fantastic support to all the community and greatly appreciated.
I hope you enjoyed that short video on Anglicare North Coast in action. We do rely on community donations and government grants to continue our work, and I hope those that can afford it are able to make a donation. Thank you.
We wish to thank our hundreds of disaster recovery volunteers who have worked tirelessly over recent times in fires and floods. Your efforts have enabled thousands of our community members in great times of need. Donations are greatly appreciated and can be made via our website on www.anglicarenorthcoast.org.au.